He is Brandon Sprague, host of Dirt and Sprague, 105.1 The Fan in Portland. Follow him on X at Brandon Sprague. Congratulations, top 20 mid-major morning show from Jason Barrett. Nicely done.
Is that happened? That's a thing?
You don't even know? How do you not know this?
Clue.
Really?
How would I know this?
Because they sent an email to you telling you that. Oh man.
What?
Let me see if I can find
emails.
it.
I don't read my email.
You don't read your emails. That's stellar. That's good. Let's see here if I can dial it up here and see where you're at. Okay, so, and again, for people that don't know, these are voted on by a bunch of like PDs and stuff around the country that listen to all the shows and so forth. Like, it's pretty legit in my mind the way that Jason Barrett.
Hold on. Look,
you are 17th.
Okay,
Dirt and
cool.
Sprague, 17th in the top 20. That's pretty good,
man.
man.
Does that come with a bonus? Do I get a bonus check in the mail for 17?
Hey, you get Sparky recognizing you. Yeah,
that's up to you if you put it into your contract. I mean, that's up to you, man. I don't know.
I mean, no disrespect here to anybody out there, because I do appreciate people like Barrett covering our business, but like, we really buy that PDs are listening to radio stations.
I don't know. All I'm saying is there are 50 shows that were eligible, and you were 17th. That's pretty good. That's top half. That's good.
Okay, there you go. You've made my Tuesday.
Yeah, I'm trying. Make my Tuesday now. Don't trade for Giannis. So listen, people that don't know our history. So this dude here, he always gets me out normally when things are going bad in Milwaukee or Green Bay, whatever the case may be. And then they have fun at my expense. And now there's a legitimate chance that they could rip our heart out in Milwaukee and take our best player. I'm curious as to how Trailblazers fans are dealing with all of the rumors and innuendo. I would assume that they're ecstatic and hoping this happens.
Well, first of all, I actually contemplated having you on the other day, Sparky, because the good news was that you guys extended Matt LaFleur. And as a Niner fan, I'm ecstatic about that. You guys continue to sell yourselves that Matt LaFleur is a great coach, and we in the NFC will continue to enjoy playing Matt LaFleur in the Green Bay Packers.
This is fun because Brandon Sprague, the last time or two times ago that I was on, I hijacked his questions for me and turned it into a Brewers topic of why everybody in the country should root for the Brewers and ruined the interview. And now he's trying to do it to me with LaFleur. I'm not going to fall for the bait. No, I'm not. I'm going to ignore you, and we're going to move on. Giannis and the Trailblazers, Brandon Sprague. Do the fans want this deal? Because it comes with a boatload of picks and some young guys like Scoot Henderson, possibly.
Well, the tough thing is actually, like, I don't know if the deal is possible unless they can get a third team to facilitate for Portland, because in season, you can't get Tamani Kamara. You have no availability for Shaden Sharp in a trade, who's 22 years old and jumps 47 inches and averaging like 20 points a game. He can't be traded until July 1st. And he has a poison pill in his contract, because he just signed a rookie extension. They're not going to trade Denny Avdia. I don't believe they would give you Donovan Clingan. So there's your young prospect, blue chip, whatever, selling the hope to the Bucks fans. Your picks are fine. Like, I know that's a good thing for us out here, but I don't know if just picks, Jeremy Grant, and some other stuff does anything for you. So
Drew Holiday gets put in the deal and gets sent back to Milwaukee. How happy would he be?
I don't think they would do that. I think they love Drew here. I think the organization generally wants Drew Holiday in a Blazer uniform. You guys would get Jeremy Grant. So how would you feel about getting Jeremy Grant for the last 2 years of his deal?
No interest. There's not a player that could make Bucks fans happy in return for Giannis Antetokounmpo. No. I don't think that it matters really in season. So Brandon Sprague, 105.1, The Fan in Portland, joining us here on the Mason Crosby Show. As Tommy Wirtz here talking to you, Brandon. Even though you're maybe not as confident right now, we still don't quite know if Giannis is or is not going to get traded at any point. If, let's say, Giannis doesn't get moved at the deadline, do you still think Portland would be in the race, or even more so in the race than if it was this summer and he was back out on the trade market?
Well, first of all, thank you guys. Welcome to the party where your franchise players forced himself into wanting out. It sucks. It's not a good feeling.
No, it's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. Lillard was the face of that whole deal and didn't go running away from it. Giannis is a two-face who's saying, I don't want to get traded, but meanwhile, the agents on the back end are doing all the dirty work. He's trying to have his cake and eat it too. So in my mind, it's really not even the same thing. And at least Lillard was a man about it, of saying, hey, look, I want to have a chance to go win a championship, whatever the case may be. We're not even getting that out of Giannis.
Okay, counterpoint. He gave you a championship. He can have his cake and eat it too.
But just be straight, man. Just be straight and say you want out.
No, people don't like straight, dude. People say they like straight. They don't like straight. Dame Lillard asked out eventually because Portland forced it. They didn't want to do it. They didn't want to be the ones to say, we're going to trade Dame. They wanted Dame to say, I want to be traded. And then when Dame came back, I'm not exaggerating with you. I asked people all in my sphere, my fans that I know around the city, and half of them are like, I don't know, man. I'm still kind of burned that he asked out. To be honest with you, it's going to take a while to see him play in the uniform again. And I'm like, how are you feeling this way? So people feel all kinds of emotions, whether he asks, he doesn't ask, he plays the dance, he doesn't play the dance. I don't think there's a right way to do it. There's not. You don't want to hear a player say, I want out of the situation. You know he does. You know it doesn't make any sense. But you don't want to hear the player say that, man. It hurts. He got you guys a championship. So you don't want to hear that. You can say, like, you want the straight talk. He's kind of telling you straight talk. He's willing for a new change of scenery. He's been giving them chances over and over. It hasn't worked. The coaching decisions have been disastrous. The roster moves are terrible. I don't know what that roster is. It's a tough spot to be in if you're a Giannis.
Oh, the roster is what Giannis wanted. Everything that's happened has been what Giannis has wanted. Everything that's happened has been what Giannis has wanted. Giannis wanted Adrian Griffin out of here, so we got Doc Rivers. Instead of going and saying Nick Nurse, Giannis didn't want Nick Nurse, so instead of having Nick Nurse or Kenny Atkinson, he wanted Adrian Griffin, and then quickly changed his mind after that, and that's how we ended up with Doc Rivers, who he now likes. Like, everything that they've done legitimately is because of that dude running it. And then I saw last night that Giannis wants to be the man of the team. He wants his own team, which is currently what he currently has now in Milwaukee. But if he goes to Portland, I don't care how old Damian Lillard is, that's still Lillard's team, I would assume.
It is Lillard's team because of the history, but it's not Lillard's team. It's Denny Avdia's team. Like, the realistic situation here is Denny Avdia is an all-star this year. He's averaging like 25, 7, and 5. He's having a great season. He's 25 years old. They got him on one of the best contracts in the league. Shaedon Sharp's 22. Scoot's coming back here soon. He's the third pick from just a few years ago. Klingen's playing pretty decently well this year, considering what he was last year. Like, it's Dame's team, and he'll get a rousing ovation, but it really isn't. And evaluating the situation, I hope the organization doesn't feel how you feel. Because if your plan is to build around a 37-year-old off an Achilles who's 6'1", plays no defense, and I thought was kind of losing a little bit of step before the Achilles injury, I think that would be foolish by them to run it that way. So this is Denny Avdia's team. Dame is the most beloved. He's one of the greatest Blazers to ever exist. If you can jump in the Giannis sweepstakes, great. I don't know what the package is going to be. And it may be, where they're forced to trade him now because it's so negative. But, like, I also look at this when they traded Dame. The organization not waiting to the offseason, I think, would be organizational malpractice. And I hear everything you're saying about the player wanted this, the player wanted that. Did the player seem happy when they just bought Dame out? Because I heard the reports that he wasn't happy about that. Was the player super ecstatic when Terry Stotts got fired because Adrian Griffin got a little in his feelings? Because I heard that wasn't well received either. So, like, for all the Giannis wanted this, Giannis wanted that, like, Giannis also didn't miss on like 3 different draft picks.
Brandon,
that's the organization.
Giannis is the one that says, hey, if I don't play for a championship, I'm out. Get rid of me. So the Bucks had to figure out, okay, we're out without Lillard this year. How are we going to put a championship team around him to keep him happy yet again? This has been going on for like 5 years with this cat, man. This isn't something that just happened this last summer. Like, the pressure is on consistently. They got him Drew Holiday. Then they got him Lillard. Got him 2 extensions signed. Then, oh no, Lillard is hurt.
They got 2 coaches fired in this time. Like,
too.
yes, like this started the year after the championship too, so, Brandon.
You guys are going through, you guys are a more successful version, but you're going through what we went through. You're finding sides, and you're not wrong in what you're doing. You're in it every day. I'm not in Milwaukee. But also, like, do we know concretely he wanted to fire Budenholzer? Do we know concretely he forced Drew Holiday to be traded?
The Adrian Griffin deal, he did an interview with Eric Name of The Athletic, Bucks beat writer, after that, talking about how he can sleep at night because he doesn't have to worry about what they're going to do at practice the next day, and he doesn't have to worry about what they're going to run in the game. When you're running over a coach like that with a bus, I'd say we're pretty good on that one.
So but I didn't ask about Griffin. I asked about Budenholzer.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and again,
they were going to fire Budenholzer the year they won the championship.
Yes.
If they lose that series to the Nets, that's been confirmed by all the Bucks beat writers, he was gone. And then they figure out a way to win it, despite Giannis with his hyperextending knee missing games. That's the other thing. Dude misses playoff games every year. But then they overcome
He played in all their playoff games last year. He averaged 33 and 8.
And I think that was the first time in like the last 5 years he's actually played in all their playoff games. Might be actually longer than that. It might be 6 or 7 years.
So your guys' position is this is all Giannis. The Bucks are not responsible for any of the situation.
No, the Bucks are 100% responsible, but the reason they're responsible is because they are trying to appease Giannis. Yes.
Everything. The right move would have been to say, Giannis, look, man, if you love Milwaukee and you want to be in here, all that, as they now like to say, the hip thing is gap year, right? We're going to take a gap year or whatever the case may be. We're probably not going to be that good. We're going to wait out Lillard. We're going to create some cap room here by letting some of these other guys walk. And we're not going to be good, but we're going to get ourselves a lottery pick and find a star to play with you. We're going to have 3 ones available. We're going to move those and get another star. And then we reset this thing going into the following season. Okay. But he didn't want to hear that.
So Middleton and Giannis, homegrown, right? Drew traded.
Well, Middleton came in a trade, right, in the Brandon Jennings trade. But yes,
right. But nobody talked about Chris Middleton prior to that.
No, he was a throw-in.
Giving the Bucks credit, right?
Yep,
correct. So, yes.
Middleton in there. Let's give him Giannis, right? Because that's a sensational development. Brook is a trade. Like going to your title team to where you're at now. I hear everything you're saying. Superstars. Breaking news, guys. Superstars in the NBA demand a lot.
Yep.
They want to win, and when the team sucks, some of them want to bail. It happens. It happens to almost every market in the country, sans maybe Denver, because that guy cares more about horse racing. That being said, what have been your draft picks? Who is the team pick?
They traded all of them.
Drew Holiday had the picks, and Dame had the picks, and everything that they had, they were always picking in the late 20s.
The last 2-3 years, they drafted no new players.
Best player horses drafted was DiVincenzo. And then outside of that, they've been, now again, you can be mad at John Horst on this, and I understand, right? On the opportunities where they've had picks, he's taken 18-year-olds because they've been trying to get younger for like the last 3 years, and they haven't developed, but he's traded them in other deals. Like A.J. Johnson got traded in that Wizards deal for Kuzma. Again, it's Kuzma, whatever. That wasn't good. But yeah, obviously there have been some moves. I just, from my standpoint, again, like you said, being in it, they've done everything in their power to try and make this dude happy. And now you don't even have the common courtesy just come up to a microphone and be like, hey, man, get me out. Instead, he doubles down 2 weeks ago and says, I never asked to be traded. Like, I love Milwaukee. I'll never ask to be traded. And then all of this is going on behind the scenes with his agents and Shams and whoever else is involved.
Yeah, I hear you. But, like, I think there's also an element of the organization whiffing when they did, paired with him asking for the wrong things. You both bring yourself to the situation. So, like, you can be mad at him, but you're going to celebrate him when he comes back. You're going to celebrate him when they build a statue. You're going to celebrate him when he retires his jersey. And you're not going to remember any of these little stupid things that happen because it's the end now. And so everybody's the most raw emotionally as you can possibly be. But you also have to remember, like, who the person is, right? Giannis, by nature, having read the book, very cool, wants to be liked, very funny dude. He's not known, at least for everybody outside of your market, he's not known as this super big drama diva. There's things that definitely pop up. There's no doubt. But when you grow up with people hating who you are, do you think you grow up and become an adult who's totally cool being a villain? Or do you think you grow up being somebody who's like, I don't want people to hate me, and this is something that causes hate? I'm just saying, like, there's way more to the story than just this athlete's not brave enough to face music. He's literally been facing the music every year since they lost as the 1 seed to the 8 seed. It's been Giannis can't stay healthy. Oh, Giannis wants this. It didn't work. Giannis wants that. It didn't work. And then constantly the national narrative is driving him out of your market.
Correct.
We've been asking you, Sparky, about this for 3 years. He's not going anywhere. Well, here he is. He doesn't want to leave, but he's kind of forced himself into it. But he doesn't also want to be universally hated by the fan base that has embraced him, that has loved him, that has enjoyed all his funny videos, whether they're in sexual nature or chicken nugget nature. Yep. So I think part of the background here is dude grew up in a country where literally they hated him because of his race, doesn't want to continue being hated his whole life. He finds a community that loves him and doesn't want to come out and be the villain of the situation. So I'm not excusing all the decisions he's made. I'm just saying, like, there's so many layers to how a player gets to this position that it's not as cut and dry. Doesn't want to face the music. There's no way that's accurate. He's been facing the music every year since he won a championship in that city. And I also think the organization is at fault here. For one, you don't want your player to make the decisions, then don't let him make all the decisions. Two, yeah, you can trade some draft picks. I'm totally cool with that because you have a Giannis. But when you make draft picks, don't draft 18-year-olds. Guess what? Breaking news. 18-year-olds largely don't develop into the player you want until like 28 years old. Right. That's not the same timeline. Yep. And make valuable trades that make sense. That's all you had to do. Portland fleeced you guys in the Drew Holiday Dame trade. Fleeced you. And now we're sitting here with the stuff that you wish you had because we saw the situation and saw how desperate the organization was. So I hear everything you're saying. He is absolutely responsible for a lot of this. The organization also should be held equally as responsible because you don't get here unless they just cater to everything he wants and also make bad decisions.
He is Brandon Sprague, host of Dirt and Sprague on 105.1 The Fan in Portland. You see why he's a top 20 rated show now? Follow him on X at Brandon Sprague. Brandon, I appreciate you coming on. One last one. What kind of chances would you say Portland has of having him on the roster by opening day, game 1 next season?
I'm going to go with Kevin Pelton, who was on our show this morning from ESPN. He doesn't think that they have much of a chance. The Stein report felt great, but I'll say this in closing, guys, because we can agree and disagree on stuff. Let me just warn you now, as having just lived through this with Dame Lillard, it hurts right now. It's tough. It's going to feel great when he's back in your city in 2 years somehow, because that's what happened with us with Dame Lillard. So you never say truly goodbye, because you never know where Giannis will be in 2 years.
We truly said goodbye to Brett Favre, and we burned jerseys and did everything else on Brett Favre. Aaron Rodgers, we truly said goodbye to, and there's not a ton of people, I don't think, missing Aaron Rodgers at this point. And he is definitely not Aaron Rodgers or Brett Favre. Let me make that very clear. But you are right. We will celebrate him with a statue unveiling and his jersey going up. Coincidentally enough, the same number as Ray Allen. So it doesn't look like Ray's getting his jersey retired. So yes, we'll celebrate that. And obviously he won a championship, which I never thought I'd see one in my lifetime. So I'll always be thankful for that. I just don't like how the whole thing's playing out. Brandon, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me on, guys.